What's going on, people? I've purposely made videos up to this point not to really go in on black people, particularly black men. I've lightly touched on issues that relate to black people, black men, and but there's something that I have to address, right? What I've seen and what I've noticed and learned and watched through different experiences, the self-hatred that black men have towards themselves are deep rooted. See, I understand how oppressed black people have been for centuries. I understand the effect of colonialism. I understand the state that we're in psychologically, mentally, emotionally, socially, socioeconomically, financially. How we're affected, how our health is impacted by the centuries worth of deprivation that have been made upon black people. I get it. And you know what? When you talk about the design, that was set forth by an elitist group to control and destroy black people, that design was impeccable. They did a great job, and you can still see the effects of the job. You can still see the effects of the job by the way that people suffer. Now, as I'm making this video, I'm making this video in New York City, United States. The suffering that the black people have in some parts of the city, the suffering that they carry on their faces. You're talking about people who, they wear a scowl, they wear a frown, this undeniable look and also feeling of despair that resonates through some of these communities is something that words can't even capture and describe. Words can't even really paint a detailed picture to help you really fully understand the experience that these people are living out on a day-to-day basis, right? The self-hatred is profound and is deep. You could see it, you can live it, you could see it in the interactions among black men. Certain black men try to show out, try to upstage one another. They try to put each other down. They exercise this Jim Crow, Willie Lynch type of behavior where you can see it's all about dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. When it comes to them comparing their self-worth by hurting another person of color or another black person. It's sad. It is sad. And when you see other groups of people who appear to flourish, but when it comes to black people, we have such a hard time getting it together. We'll spend our money quick. We'll give our money to someone who's non-white, but let us see someone who's black and we'll hold on to our dollar bill. We won't let our money circulate in black communities like other cultures do. They let their money circulate 4 or 5 times before it even leaves their communities. These are documented facts. I'm not speaking out of thin air. Do your research and find out. You don't have to really believe everything I'm saying. I'm just making an observation based on what I see. You have black men who are catcalling, standing on the corner in 2017, who are catcalling women. See, in New York, it was, the weather changed, it's springtime, so people are, not wearing coats, they're not wearing jackets, they're not wearing, winter clothes, so the women are a little bit more revealing, and men are just catcalling. The men are just, whistling, and that's fine to give compliments here and there, but when you're just standing outside in packs, just standing. You're not trying to get into a venue. Like, let's say you're waiting to go see a sports event or whatever. You're trying to probably go to a movie theater or you're shopping. No, they're just standing outside of these delis that are in these marginalized communities run by largely people of Middle Eastern or Arabic descent, Muslim descent, no offense to anyone, or someone of a Latin or Hispanic descent. They call them bodegas. And these gentlemen, these black men, will just be standing outside, aimless, no goals, aimless, just standing out all day. You see, in many cases, the environment of where you live affects your well-being. It affects who you are. And in some cases also, when the environment is incredibly impoverished and you become a product of that environment, you display these qualities that are undesirable. You display these qualities that make you become unmarketable. Like, you can't expect as a grown man to stand outside. Grown man, you standing outside in what they call flip-flop slippers and black socks. Grown men. We're not talking about children. We're talking about grown men. They're standing outside in flip-flops and slippers and just talking, and you expect the people at the world to take you serious? Look at your appearance. Look at your appearance. How am I supposed to take you serious? Your pants are sagging. You're exposing your boxers. You're exposing the crack of your behind. You're wearing slippers in the street. You're not only wearing slippers standing outside on the street, you're riding public transportation, buses and trains, and you're venturing out in different neighborhoods with the same getup. And you expect people to take you serious. You expect people to really really pay attention to how you look and take you serious. Now, we're not talking about trying to, profile and marginalize, but your appearance means everything. That's just on the surface. Now, let's dig deeper. Let's dig deeper when we're talking about personal relationships. Why is it? Why is it that in many cases, many black men seek to pair up with women who will take care of them? Why? I just don't understand that. Who will take care of them as if these women are their mothers? Why? Who does that? Some black men do. I'm not saying all, but some do. Some do. Not only are you looking for these women to take care of you, you're not offering and bringing anything to the table besides your unemployment. You're jobless. You have no goals, which means that you're aimless. You're wearing flip-flops. Okay? You're not thinking in a way where you're being productive so that you can change your life, so that you can bring something to the table, so that you can at least secure a job for yourself to boost up your self-esteem. No, you're perpetuating this cycle of low self-esteem, low self-worth, low, incredibly poor self-image. And you think you're doing something because you have a woman who's, I guess, she feels sorry for you and you're a charity case and perhaps maybe even a tax write-off to them because that's how you're behaving, and they're taking care of you. You think you're doing something. You think you're winning. And then on top of that, let's say you have some of these black men, they're marginalized already. So you're seeking to engage in some type of illegal acts and illegal behavior to earn some income, right? Instead of, because I don't promote that. I don't promote illegal activity. I just don't. That's not my thing. That's never been my thing and never will be. It's just not my makeup. I'm not made up that way. But for those who find that that's how they need to get by, to eat, to live, like they say, instead of, I guess, taking, some of the proceeds and creating something positive out of that, or, investing in doing something legitimate, you want to continue. You just want to continue that lifestyle. That lifestyle where you're hiding from the law. You're running away from police. You're living in this life of Bonnie and Clyde almost, except Bonnie works and Clyde, all you're doing is committing crimes. Just when does it end? And you're not young. You're not a child. Where are your aspirations? Where's your self-worth? Now, I understand the impact again when you grow up as a child. Your home could have been incredibly dysfunctional, single-parent households, hardship, financial hardship, poor. You're witnessing all types of violence and perhaps even experiencing a series of trauma. I get it. I get that. But in some cases, that shouldn't be a shackle or some type of stronghold that holds you back. That holds you back because that affects you for the rest of your life if it goes unaddressed, like it has for many men out here. I remember I used to, when I was in grade school, and I read an article about, brothers who would walk around wearing shoes with no laces. And this article, I never forgot this article, because the writer made a reference of how these brothers who would walk around the streets, in the city with wearing shoes with no laces, how they thought that was a certain style. Well, guess what? That style was adopted from the penal system. That style was adopted from jail, just like the sagging of the pants. That was adopted from jail, from prison. When you wanted to expose your derriere or your booty because you're saying your booty was up for grabs, that's what you did. That was a signal to give off to other inmates, in case you didn't know, to let them know that that you were inviting them to your booty. Okay? Let's keep it 1000% truthful. That's the case. And so this writer indicated that, men need to lace up your shoes, because you do not want to adopt an image that represents the jail or the prison lifestyle. This is about succeeding. This is about changing your mindset. This is about empowering yourself, strengthening your capabilities, and cultivating the traits that you have, your natural God-given traits that you have to succeed, and not hate or put someone else down or be jealous of other men, of other black men, because we've been inundated with self-hatred, self-loathing for centuries. Now we're what I'm saying here is not something that can easily be, I guess, overturned or changed in a day. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's going to take work, but it has to start with you. You have to see that there's an issue. Some people don't see an issue with what I'm saying. They rather live off a woman. They rather live off a woman. They rather be a dependent on the lady's taxes. She might have children, and guess what? That man is with her. That man's a child too. So she could have 2 children. Well, plus that man has 3 children. So add 3 dependents on your taxes. Just and I mean, certain people have issues where a man could become jobless, and you're going through hard times. So you get in where you fit in, make things work the best way you can. But it's not the case. It's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about from the door. Some of these women will practically adopt these grown black men who are not providing social support, emotional support, financial support. They might be, I guess the woman, all they want is some type of, intimate support, sexual healing, etc. But that doesn't pay the bills. That just is not enough. It's not. So what? And then what do you get out of it? What do you get out of it? Well, you get a free ride. What example are you showing for your children, or if you're with a single mother, what example are you showing her or her kids? What example are you showing people? What type of example are you? Guess what? Your poor example is a poor example of what a successful person or a successful man should be. Where are you providing? Because you lack a certain level of confidence, and a certain level of being assertive, and a certain level of I guess, direction and guidance in life. This is what you opt to do. It's sad. It's sad. Instead of dealing with the issues that cause you to, want to pick a woman who might have the same qualities or remind you of your mother, because you might have, attachment issues with your mom. So you see, you seek qualities in a woman that remind you of being with your mom. Instead of dealing with those core issues, you say, no, you don't have time for that. You're just going to take the lazy way out and not address the issues. So have them repeat themselves through life, through cycles, continue this vicious cycle, and get nowhere. What you're doing is further enhancing the subjugation and disgusting stereotype that people have about black men. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing if you choose to continue that way. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Can't do that. I can't do that. I don't subscribe to that. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So I'm sending this message out there. Hopefully it reaches somebody. might turn a light bulb on or not. I mean, it's supposed to be empowering. It's supposed to be something to provoke thought. I hope it does, because that's the intent, to provoke thought. If I could touch one, I did my job. In any case, like, share, and subscribe to my video if you like the content. Also, you can leave a comment or two if you want. And also click the notification bell and subscribe. All right? I'll talk to you later.